Okay, next I'll go to our laptop. The answer to that 95% problem that I talked about, that 95% people cannot do the programming, is mainly because our students don't have access to computers. They don't have computers at home. Many of our students are day scholars. College buses leave at 5 o'clock. When they go home, they have no computers. Right? So, the people of course don't have, and exam comes, programming course, exam comes, they have not practiced. So what do? They mug up. They mug up the code, write the exam, they get high marks, then they say, oh, this is the way to do programming. How does one do programming? Mug up, write. Okay, our students don't know programming. So if you want to do programming, you want to practice, you need a computer. You can't do it on a mobile phone. You don't have a compiler on a mobile phone. Too small. You need a laptop. So it turned out in IIT Bombay, in the first semester, we found that 20% of our students don't have laptops. 20% of our students don't have laptops. Okay. So, is it a fair competition? Programming course. We have projects. We have to write programs. Of course, IIT is completely residential. We have computer labs open 24 hours. Anybody can go, issue the key, open it, so on. But look at this situation. At 10 o'clock in the night, I have a bright idea. I don't have a computer. I have a bright idea. I want to test it. It will take only 5 minutes to test. But I don't have a computer. I have to walk 1 kilometer across. Issue the key. Turn off the light. Turn on the computer. Try it. Do everything reverse. Come back to hostel. It will take 1 hour. To test the 5-minute idea, if I am efficient, it will take 1 hour. Will I try that idea? Most of these ideas will not get tested. Imagine what happens in outside, where people are day scholars. You don't even have that luxury. Because you are at home, there is no computer. Right? So as a result, even in IIT Bombay, students who didn't have laptops, who don't have laptops, are at a disadvantage. So we said, why don't we give some low-cost laptop? Then I thought that some people complained to me, this is a useless laptop, so slow, doesn't have RAM, because what can you get for 7,500? At that time it was 7,500. What can you get for 7,500? You will get nothing. It's a punishment to the students, because it's very slow, unresponsive, very difficult to use, very hard to press, okay, all kinds of things. I said, okay, anyway, we'll check it. So we gave it to the students, 20% of the students. Who are they? Their annual parental income, this we did 2 years ago. Their annual parental income was 2 lakh and below. Okay, low income. Only 30% of their fathers had any graduate degree, BA, BSc, BCom, BTech, whatever. Only 30%. For mothers, it is worse. So it's a low income, low educational level families. To them, we gave these laptops, 7,500 rupee laptop. Okay? And we asked 3 questions. First of all, do you like the laptop? Number 1. Number 2, we asked the question, are the students at the bottom levels that is about to fail? Low cost laptop versus expensive laptop. These 2 groups, how well are they doing? How many people are failing in the course? Third one, we asked, as a group, how are they doing? For example, what is their average mark of the entire group? We found that in every one of them, the low cost laptop users did as well. I have the IEEE paper, conference paper. We wrote a conference paper. I can share that with you. Okay. More than anything, we also found something very interesting. We asked the students, the low cost income students for example, how many of you have written 1000 lines of code before coming to IIT? 1000 lines of code. So only 2% of the people said yes. Okay. 2% of the people said yes. 2% of that group. So 20%. So that class size was 450. Total class size was 450. Out of that 20% didn't have laptops. So we gave 90 laptops. Out of that 2 people said they had written 1000 lines or more. After the course was over, we asked them the same question. How many of you have written 1000 lines or more? We found that 53% of the people wrote 1000 lines or more. It's almost like Vasool karna hai. Computer mila. Okay, because many of them had not seen a computer. We asked the same question to the richer section. How many of you wrote 1000 lines or more? Only 23% of them wrote 1000 lines or more. So not only did they use, not only did they perform, but they really benefited. Okay. So on all of them we found they liked it. Bottom level they did better. And then overall also they did better, comparable. Of course we asked them, do you like any improvement? And there were some improvements they suggested. They, for example, one of the things they suggested was, I want it to look sleek. Just because it is low cost, why should it look ugly? Please make it sleek. And they had 3 suggestions. Improve the RAM, improve the storage, make it look sleek, make it responsive, make the keyboard behave better. So we implemented all of those, and that is a new computer. That's a new computer. I'm going to now show the comparison. I'm going to show the specs now. Old versus new. Old is what I experimented with my students, which itself was good. But this is a better one. So I'm going to show that. Let me just go through that comparison, because otherwise we don't have time to do. Okay. So you can see that old versus new. This is the screen size. RAM previously was 1 GB, now it is 4 GB. This has 4 GB RAM. It only has a NAND flash, solid state drive. Previously it had 8 GB, now it has 32 GB. By the way, but you can put a 128 GB micro SD card. The SD card that is useful in your phones, that you can use. Right? There is also a slot that you can open, and does it have that? Just open that, show it to people. Yeah. So you can see underneath there is a small door. You unscrew it. You can actually put even a terabyte hard disk. Any 2.5 inch hard disk you can put. You can put SSD also, solid state device also. That is extra you have to buy, but you can put it. Okay. Hold on, let me finish. CPU, previously ARM, it is Intel Atom. Speed, it was 2 GHz, now it is 1.4 GHz. Sorry, quad core, 1.33 GHz. Micro SD card. Battery is amazing. It lasts 8 hours, 9 hours. Very good. Very lightweight, it's 1.2 kg. It's almost like MacBook Air. Okay. It has a graphic accelerator. Slightly heavier than the previous one. They remember the students wanted it to look sleek. This is sleek. People won't even know it is only 10,000. Price slightly more. That was 7,500. This is 10,000. Only thing is, government said, if it is so successful, do it yourself. So we are doing it ourselves. Okay. So we have Mohammad Qasim, who is the manager of this project, and so he can answer all your questions. In fact, he is going to come up with a poster and put it here. In fact, he proposed, I said, we got the approval, we'll put it up, all the contact details, everything will be there, how to buy it and so on. But I want to say one word about buying it. One of the biggest problems in any low cost devices is the after sales support. After sales support. Supposing something goes wrong, keyboard, some key doesn't work, what do we do? Okay, so you have to go to the nearest authorized center and there could be delays and all that, whatever. So in our project, we recommended that if you buy bulk, we can monitor the progress. If you buy bulk purchase in your college, we can monitor the progress, right? They also have incentive because after all in a 10,000 rupee, what is the margin? So that's how, see if you say Dell, they charge 30,000 rupees, right? Margin is huge, huge margin. So that is a business model. Collect lot of money, so I can establish lot of service centers and do that. So when you have low margin so that it is accessible to every child, margin is not there for after sale support. So we said that we can overcome by bulk purchase in a college. Okay. So we have, that is the model we are recommending, because if you buy one or two models, model is available, anybody can buy. But after sale support, is it good or bad? How slow they are in responding, that we cannot monitor. You understand? Because there is no margin, there is no incentive. So we actually recommended a purchase of 300 units in any center or even 100. And yeah, so you buy one, you take it and say your service center is 100 kilometers away. So you have to go all the way to get it fixed. Whereas if it is 100, I can say that, look, a service center should be opened there. So there is a trade-off. There is a trade-off. I have heard people saying, look, I don't mind buying just one. I don't need after sale support. I will give it in writing. If something goes wrong, I will not complain to the Prime Minister of India. Kannan M gave me a laptop, it broke. I will not complain to the President of India. Right? That's what happens. People don't understand, when you buy low cost, margins are very low, right? There are issues. So we are saying it will be available only through bulk purchases. We will make sure that after sale support is good. Okay? So that's where we are. And so you have any questions? You have any questions on this? On the laptop? Bunch करके करेंगे. OS, so this is Debian. If you want to buy Windows, you can buy Windows 1000 rupees extra. Windows 10 runs on it. Windows 10 Home Edition runs on it for 1000 rupees. But you don't get any software, not even Office. Remember all Windows, many of the Windows products you have to buy. You have to buy. So we are not giving any of those. Windows support we are not giving. If you buy Linux, we are supporting it. Okay, we have a Linux friend there. Okay, it's available free of cost and it has lots of nice software. In fact, do you have a brochure? You can just put the brochure here, paste it. 2 copies, first page, second page. People can see it. Poster you can put later. Yeah. Okay. So lots of software is there if you use Linux. If you use Windows, then it's on your lookout. The software operating system itself, you have to pay about 1000 rupees. You have to buy it separately. That the vendor is willing to supply. Any other question? Okay, so the remaining, the other things that I wanted to cover are flipped classroom, clicker and Moocs. These are the 3 things I have not covered. Okay. So, let me first talk about clickers. I'll take about 5 minutes. Flipped classroom, I'll spend 5 minutes. And then Moocs, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay. Moocs you might already know about. Let me take a clicker. Clicker is very easy to understand. You have all seen Kaun Banega Crorepati. In the early days, Amitabh Bachchan would ask a question, you have to click something to choose your answer. That is a clicker. Now it turns out that that is the most proven thing that came out of education technology research. All the thousands of researchers, PhD thesis and so on, what is the most proven method? Clicker. Okay? Why? Because you are teaching something. Supposing you are teaching, this is what is partial fraction expansion. Then you look at the class, everybody is nodding. Okay? Then you ask them a question, what is partial fraction expansion? Many people cannot answer. Why did they nod? To make you feel happy. To make you feel happy. It is their nature to nod. They nodded not because they understood. It is their nature. You look at them, they are saying, but they have not understood. Okay? So what do? There are many times I have had this experience. Mid-semester exam comes after 1.5 months. I find that people haven't understood what is meant by root locus. And I have done so many things, designed the controllers, all kinds of things, but they don't know what is root locus. It's like saying I don't know the alphabet. Then how come I taught essays using that alphabet? So what do I do at the time? 1.5 months are already over. Okay, do I go back and teach again? Right? Then what happens to the remaining portion? Or forget it, you should have known, I am going to teach the remaining things. I have to cover the portion. Either way, there is a problem. Had I asked immediately, have you understood? I asked the question, root locus means option 1, 2, 3, 4. I find out, okay, most of the time I found that equal distribution. 25% of the people think that A is correct, B is correct, 25% C, 25% D, whereas there is only one correct answer. Then immediately you know there is a problem. So when that happens, I immediately tell people, talk to your friends. Talk to your friends. Okay, they talk. Lots of noise. I just keep hearing, observing. After some time, the noise comes down. Noise comes down. Right? Silent. Then they know. Then I ask them again, okay, let me conduct the poll again using clickers. Okay? Clicker, the device you can buy. You can also do this through something called Plicker. But unfortunately, I don't have time to give a demonstration of it. It's you can use it using cardboard. It's a clicker with a P. P for paper. Plicker. P-L-I-C-K-E-R. Plicker. Okay, you can actually download that software. It runs on your mobile phone. People will show this slide. This side means A, this side means B, this side means C. You can just scan it and it will appear on the screen. Okay. So non-technology, they don't need mobile phone, they don't need clicker. You can actually do this through board. Okay. And what does a board look like? It looks like this. It looks like this. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Right? So you don't need a device to do that. Without any expenditure, you can do that. Only you need to have a mobile phone. With a mobile phone, you scan. What picture? Then A, B, C, D. So after 2 minutes, I ask them, okay, I'm going to do it again. Same question, answer. Most of the time, they all get it right. Even people who guessed it. Remember, all our students are good in guessing. They don't know anything, but they guess. Even they go and ask, what is the correct method? Am I correct? So the horizontal learning happens. Learning from peers. Peer learning happens. Most of the time they get it right. Okay? But sometimes they don't understand. Even after the discussion, equal distribution. A, B, C, D, equal. Then that means I have not taught properly. I spend some time to explain. I take 5 more minutes. You all chose this is not the correct answer because of this reason. You chose this is not the correct answer because of this. So that 5-minute investment means it's a great thing. For every important topic, you please do that. So clicker method is a fantastic thing. Most proven method, it helps you fix the doubts then and there. You can do it yourself. You don't need expensive things. It basically says, if you don't want to use this, you can just ask. They can say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 means this, 2 means this. You just observe. 3, 4. That's it. You can do that. You don't need technology. So clicker method is very easy to do. Okay, now something like clicker method is very useful in a live classroom. You're teaching, you're whatever. Now there are reasons, there are sometimes you'll say, look, I already delivered this lecture, it is already recorded, or NPTEL has a great lecture, why don't I use it in my class? So we use flip method. What is a flip method? In a normal method, in a normal course, we teach. We teach the concept and so on and say, here is the problem. Go and solve the problem yourself. Go and read more topics, so on and so forth. In a flipped classroom, the opposite happens. We say lecture is already available, see the lecture and come to my class. See the lecture and come to my class. Right? Because it's already there, great lecture. Somebody from MIT delivered, fantastic lecture. The best in the whole world. So why can't our students use it? See it and come to the class. What do they do in the class? We can discuss. Students have doubts. I've gone through it. I have doubts. I can ask in the class. We discuss. So what happens in a normal class? Normal class, we teach the theory, whatever. Problem solving happens outside. Discussion happens outside. They're thinking about it, doing literature search. All those things happen outside. Here just the opposite happens. I can give a problem and say, now that you know the theory, let's see whether we can solve this problem. Right? In a classroom. I've been teaching through flipped method for close to 10 years now. Okay? One of the problems you will see if you try to implement flipped classroom. By the way, you don't have to do this for the whole course. You can say, I'm going to do it for only one topic. Only one topic, which I may take 1 week to do. Only 1 week, I will do flipped method. Only 1 week. All other things I will do regular. So it is not required, you may not have the freedom to do whatever I am suggesting. Because in IIT I have all the freedom, I can do that. But you also will have the freedom to do it for 1 week. Go and talk to your head and say, can I follow the flipped method for 1 week? You can do it for one class if your head doesn't permit it. Of course, you have to convince them. It should not happen that head thinks that you are goofing off. You want to have a good time. That's why you are doing this. Actually, flipped method means more work. What I found was, when I did for our PG students, the flipped method. You understood flipped method, right? People see the lecture and come to the class for discussions. Discussions, problem solving, answering doubts. That's what happens in a classroom. Okay? I have been teaching for about 10 years. Initially, I was doing it only for PG students. It worked very well. Our MTech and PhD students, they would see the thing and come. As soon as they come to the class, every class I will give a quiz. Multiple choice question. First thing I will do multiple choice question quiz. Because what if they come to the class without going through the video? Without going through the video. And so that is the way to encourage them. You must go through this and I'm going to give you some marks and so on. But when I did this for my BTech students, this method failed. This method failed because the BTech students said, why should I do so much work? You want me to spend 3 hours outside? You come to the class, another 3 hours. You must be crazy. You expect me to do double the work? I'm not willing to do even single work. Even 3 hours I'm not willing to spend. You want me to do double the work. It failed. So what do? They came to the class without going through the video. If all of them do that, then what do we do? Where is the discussion? We have relative grading. We have a serious problem. So I found that the flipped method is actually very good because you can use very good things. It is scalable. For example, if you create a good video, that video is useful not only to you but to 1,000 other students. For a country like ours, where there are very few good faculty members, it is important that we do these things. So I wanted the flip method to succeed in my BTech class also. But I found that it didn't work. Then I found a way to overcome that. So I believe that method will overcome. Basically what I did was, I found that main complaint is, I am doing double the work. So I said that, look, you don't have to do double the work. Okay? I will meet you because you have questions and so on. You post it on Moodle. You post it on Moodle, we will go back and answer them. Whatever thing you need for things for that course will be available on Moodle. For example, if I am teaching a control course, Scilab videos will be available, spoken tutorials. Scilab spoken tutorials will be available in Moodle. For example, you can download them, you can see them. You can post your questions, I will answer them. But you come to the class once a week. Now 3 hours plus 1 hour, right? 3 hours of video watching for 3-hour lecture, 1 hour of coming to class. Okay? Now it is only slightly more than the 3 hours, number 1. Number 2, my 3 hours, you are actually not taking 3 hours to watch because you are advancing. And also in a 1 hour class, my recording after editing, it has actually come to 40 minutes. Because somebody is troublemaking and telling him, no shouting, whatever, no speaking, whatever, all that is removed. So if you see in a regular, and not only that, in a class, live class, I go and repeat. In the last class, we did all these things. Now why should I repeat that? It's in the video. We won't go and see the previous video. So if you remove all the repetitions, everything, it's only 40 minutes. Okay? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's even less. Okay? And not only that, you don't have to, so already we have come to 3 hours. 3 into 40 is 2 hours, plus 1 hour, 3 hours. Actually, it is going to be shorter. Why? You don't have to come to my class. You don't have to come to class, go back, all that is not there. But I'm going to conduct a quiz every class. Every class. And we found that it worked very well. The students did very well. Okay. I have statistics. In fact, we wrote an IEEE conference paper. I'll share that paper also with you in that. Yeah, Moodle, we can use Moodle quiz, Moodle based quiz, for example, automated grading, all that is possible. Yeah, all that is possible. Yeah. So, there are, so the point is, technology is a two-edged sword. If you don't use it properly, it can cut you. It can cut you. But there is no point in blaming the sword, because sword has two edges. You have to use it properly. Use it properly, then you can use it to cut whatever it is supposed to cut. Right? You have to find a way to make things work. Okay? So, the flip method that is popular everywhere was not popular in IIT because they said, I was trying to teach too many things. One of the things I told my students, look, flip method, I am not going to teach any more than what I will teach in a regular class. You saw my slides, I go line by line. You saw the way I presented my slide, right? I went line by line. In line also I can go word by word. When I put an integral, I can say, what should be the lower limit? I can ask, discuss, and then put the lower limit. It will come on the slide. I put the next return, lower limit will come. Next return, upper limit will come. So some people will say, slides should not be used. You should use only blackboard. Why? Slides, you can put lots of things. That's not the limitation of the slides. That's because you are not using it properly. You are not using the technology properly. We must use technology. We must use technology. It's more work. But once you figure out, the technology can help an ordinary teacher to become a better teacher. Some teachers are gifted. They are born teachers. But maybe 1%. I'm not a great teacher. I'm not a great teacher. But the technology can help an ordinary teacher to become a good teacher. That you can think about it, you don't make mistakes. If you are using slides, spend enough time, you put everything in the slide, no mistakes, properly organized, lots of examples, plots, all kinds of things. People will say it's a great teacher. At the end of it, you also give the slide, so they don't have to take notes. Even if they miss a class, they have not missed your class. So you become a good teacher. So technology is a tool, that is, don't think of it as something that will replace teachers, but it is something that teachers can use so that even an average teacher can become a very good teacher. Even if he or she doesn't become fantastic teacher, not required. They are a good teacher. We all can become good teachers if we use technology. So, and let's identify good technologies and use them. Okay. So one last thing, we have Moocs, you have Swayam. Moocs, after all, it just generalizes flipped method. Generalizes flipped method. What is a Mooc? Massive open online course. Massive open online course. Swayam is a Mooc. What is it? Basically collection of videos, discussions, assignments, discussions through forums. It's through internet, you just go there and so on. Now, UGC has said, AICT has said, up to 15% of your courses can come through Moocs, if I am not mistaken. But these have to be from Swayam. These are the conditions. There is a Gazette notification also. Gazette notification. Both UGC and AICT have announced. Okay. These are all asynchronous. You post a question, answer may come some other time. If you ask me a question, I answer, it is synchronous. Okay, we are all doing synchronous. There it is asynchronous, just 2 more minutes. Okay. Now, many colleges are using NPTEL Moocs as a Moocs for theory courses. NPTEL, have you heard of? NPTEL, yeah, National Program for Technology Enhanced Learning. That is used as a Moocs for theory courses. Spoken tutorials are used as Moocs for lab courses. In fact, let me show you one web page and then we can go. There are more than 10 universities that have announced for all their affiliating colleges, spoken tutorials can be used as, here it is. So you go to spokentutorial.org, same everything, we go to our web page and you can see this academics, Moocs acceptance. Okay. So here it is, circular from Anna University accepting spoken tutorial as Moocs. I click it, it takes me to this, click here to view this attachment, here it is. IIT Bombay is inviting, who has given it? Center for Faculty Development, Anna University. Okay. Now if you see here, these are all the universities, Tamil Nadu, web presence of Integral University, Lucknow, and so on. Various universities, Behrampur University, web presence by Behrampur University. Anybody from there? Yeah. So here it is, accepting spoken tutorial, here it is. This is their web page. Okay. There it is. It says spoken tutorial can be used. So, there are lots of tools that are available. What is important is how to use them and so on. That is what this entire training program is about. Okay, different people are coming and talking to you about different things. I want you to pay full attention to that. Some of it you may not find the motivation. Hopefully I have tried to give some motivation as well. Why we are trying to do various things, right? So I want to thank all of you for paying full attention and your interest, and let me show you my email address so that in case you have any questions you can always contact me. See the last line? I don't know whether you can, oops. So that's my email address, feel free to get in touch with me. I hope you have taken a lot of time and effort and to be away from your families for a whole week. So may you have a good stay. Yeah. May your visit here be productive and God bless you. Thank you.